Hey everyone, it's time for another trip report. Today we're flying Japan Airlines business class on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner from Tokyo Narita to Seattle. Minasan konnichiwa. Kyou wa Nihon Koku Business Class Boeing 787 Dreamliner Tokyo Narita Seattle にレビューしていただきありがとうございます。Today we start our trip from Narita, Japan, which is about an hour from Tokyo. After a nice day of sightseeing and a little bit of shopping, we made our way to Narita International Airport. Japan Airlines, or JAL, operates from Narita Terminal 2. Check-in and exit formalities were quick and efficient, and we soon made our way to the lounge. Our One World Emerald status gained us access to the JAL First Class Lounge, which was recently renovated. On the main level is the main lounge area. It's a large hall with plenty of seating to relax before the flight. For those wishing to partake, there's an open self-serve bar with a generous selection of beverages and canapes. You can also order some handcrafted alcoholic beverages from the bartender. There's also a smoking room for those wishing to take a puff before the flight. If you're looking for a bite to eat, then it's best to take the elevator to the second floor. Past the seating area and private phone booths, you'll find a dining area, which is my favorite part of this lounge. On one end of the hall, you can order freshly made sushi at the bar. On the other side of the dining area, you'll find a self-serve buffet and made-to-order hot food. I ordered a bowl of ramen and some braised pork along with my JAL signature beef curry. After my meal, I had a nice 15-minute massage on one of the massage chairs, and then I opted for a quick shower. The shower suites in this lounge isn't the biggest, but it was spotless and everything I needed to freshen up was inside. One hour before departure, we made our way to the gate. This flight was departing from Gate 88, one of the satellite gates. It was a good 20-minute walk from the main terminal, so make sure you give yourself enough time. This Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner was delivered to JAL in June 2015. It currently offers 3 classes of service with 38 business class, 35 premium economy, and 88 economy class seats. Pre-boarding soon started for those needing special assistance, followed by Group 1 boarding for top-tier JMB members and One World Emerald passengers. JAL uses the Apex suites in business class on this aircraft. The seats are laid out in a 2-2-2 configuration, and all seats offer direct aisle access. We had seats 1H and 1K on the starboard side of the plane. I chose an aisle seat as I prefer a more open cabin and easier access to the aisle, but solo travelers will probably prefer a window seat for the extra privacy. Waiting at my seat was an amenity kit, pillow, blanket, slippers, noise-canceling headphones, and bottled water. The seat offers generous legroom and a storage space for a bag under the ottoman. The shoulder room, however, is just a little bit tight, so bigger people beware. The seat controls, power and USB outlets, side storage, and tray table are all intuitively placed and easily accessible from the seat. The seat also offers a divider for additional privacy. Sadly, this plane is not fitted with personal air nozzles. After a few minutes, a flight attendant came by to offer us a pre-departure beverage and a cardigan for the flight. JAL's business class menu offers both Japanese and Western meals. For trans-Pacific flights, a meal service is typically done right after takeoff, and then the service becomes dine on demand, in which you can order anything from the menu at any time for the remainder of the flight. After a few minutes, the boarding doors were closed, and we soon pushed back from the gate for an on-time departure. We taxied for another 15 minutes while JAL safety video played.
Welcome on board. Please watch this safety video and familiarize yourself with the safety instructions. Leave your baggage when you evacuate. Carrying baggage will block the aisle. Baggage and high-heeled shoes may damage the slide. When sliding down, stretch forward your arms, incline your body forward, and look at the landing point. We will ask you to assist other passengers after sliding down. Move quickly away from the aircraft. Please review the safety instructions leaflet. We wish you a pleasant flight.
We soon reached the end of the runway and had a relatively smooth takeoff from Narita. The flying time on this flight was 8 hours and 30 minutes. We hit some moderate turbulence on the way up, but it wasn't too bad. While waiting for the meal service to start, I checked out the in-flight entertainment options. There was a decent amount of movies, TV programs, music, and games. But my biggest complaint is navigating through the content using only the tiny touchscreen remote. "15 minutes into the flight, the captain switched off the seatbelt sign, and then a friendly flight attendant came by with some hot towels and took our meal orders.
Hi. So
I'll have the Japanese
Japanese
please.
menu, procedure, yes. Would you come to the room?
Champagne, please.
Champagne, yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The meal service started with a beverage and some amuse-bouche. I opted for the Japanese meal, which started with a cold seasonal appetizer tray. The appetizer tasted fresh and light, and it was also beautifully presented. My companion had the Western appetizer plate, which was served with warm artisanal breads.
This is the main dish.
Thank you so much.
Please enjoy the chicken with tartar sauce.
The Japanese main course was chicken with tartar sauce and yellowtail teriyaki, which was served with rice, miso soup, and pickled vegetables. The chicken and fish were moist, tender, and seasoned well, while the rice and miso soup were served piping hot to my liking. Meanwhile, my companion had the Wagyu beef sirloin, which I heard was amazing.
Thank you so much.
After a few champagne refills, I opted for the black sesame pudding and green tea for dessert, while my companion had the chocolate cream puff. After the meal, I visited the lavatory to freshen up and get ready for bed. JAL's lavatories on the 787 are small, but kept very clean and well stocked by the crew for the entire flight. The toilets are also fitted with Toto washlets. Upon getting back to my seat, a flight attendant came by to offer me another hot towel. JAL's business class seat reclines into a full flat bed. An Airweave mattress pad is also available for extra comfort. Those wanting to have a quick bite mid-flight can walk up to the makeshift snack bar in the galley. Two hours before landing, I decided to have a pre-arrival meal and ordered a bowl of ramen, pork katsu sandwich, and a cup of coffee. The ramen was served hot and the noodles were nice and chewy. The katsu sandwich was also very tasty. An hour before landing, the lights were turned on, and I decided to check out the Dreamliner's electrochromic window shades. It took about a minute to undim the window from completely dark to open. "30 minutes prior to our arrival in Seattle, the captain switched on the seatbelt sign and asked the crew to prepare the cabin for landing.
Make sure once again that your seatbelt is securely fastened and is seat locked.
We had a smooth landing in Seattle and taxied for another 10 minutes before reaching our gate. Much like our previous flights on JAL, I really enjoyed this 8-hour flight back to the States. We had an excellent check-in and lounge experience in Narita with great food and drinks. Now for the seats, the Apex suites were very comfortable for both sitting and sleeping. These are actually among my favorite business class seats in the sky. The service from the crew was attentive and the flight attendants were very eager to please. But the real standout here is the food. Our in-flight meals tasted fresh, prepared well, and nicely presented. Most of all, they were restaurant quality delicious. The only thing I didn't like was the lack of air nozzles, and for some reason the cabin temperature on this flight felt a bit too warm for me. What about you? What did you think of the flight? Please share your comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more trip reports. Thanks for watching and stay safe. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. サブスクライブ、ライク、コメントしてください。ご視聴ありがとうございました。